provider.
This is Brad Harrelson, a financial advisor with Encompass Wealth Management. I have been partnered with the Woodall Insurance Agency for the past 13 years. In just the same way the Woodall Agency has worked hard to be your local insurance agent, I want to be the person you think of for your financial advice. So give me a call at 365-5541 or stop by our office in Princeton to discuss your financial future. You'll be glad you did.
1580 103.3 WPKY Coffee Talk is on the air. Morning conversations about things of interest to you. If you'd like to be a guest on Coffee Talk, just email us your information at WPKYonline@gmail.com. We're proud to call Caldwell County home. WPKY.
All right, welcome into this morning's Coffee Talk. It is a beautiful, sunshiny morning. I hope you got your coffee ready. It is 65 right now at 8:10, and we are going to talk this morning about a few things. We're going to start off. We've got Nate Huggins, superintendent, in here with us, and we've got Jimmy Dyer, the transportation director. We're going to start off and talking about some transportation stuff and some, of course, it is that time of the year, graduation. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you very much for coming in this morning. I sure do appreciate your time. So I think, Nate, you and I were talking before we went on. You said you're going to let Jimmy start after he turns his phone off.
I've got alarms set all day long.
He's a busy man. I'm going to let him talk first, and then I'm going to wrap it up and talk about graduation.
All right. Well, Jimmy, go ahead and talk to me about some transportation stuff. What do we need to know? What do we need to not know? Right. Where do we need to go with this conversation?
We've got 12 days of school left. I've encouraged my drivers to finish strong, and I asked the kids to do the same. It's getting warm out there. They get a little more antsy on the bus. I'm asking parents, encourage your kids a little bit to be good on that bus. It's a difficult job to drive 60 kids and keep your eye on the road and be a monitor and all those things too. So we want to finish strong. That's the first thing that I want to say. Also, I'm going to throw some things out there. You know, we've had some incidents in front of the school at the primary. We are routing everybody around all of the schools so that no one's going out that way. And hope everybody understands, but it's for the safety of our kids. That's the reason we're doing that.
We had, 3 accidents in 2 weeks or something?
Something like that. We had a good run going. None for no wrecks in 30-something weeks, and it's kind of hit us now.
Catching up.
Yeah. And I want to take a second and brag on my drivers just a minute, if you don't care.
By all means.
Things that people don't see. I have drivers that buy clothes for their kids when they see a need. And they don't tell me. It's when the kid gets off and says, would you look at my new shoes? Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so bought those for me. School supplies, food. I've got one that buys food for the children. Any holiday, your child is most likely going to get something from the bus driver. I have one at Christmas that gives every child a $2 bill. They've never seen one. Well, you multiply that out, that's probably 2 days' wages he's giving away to the children. And I just want to brag on them. They do a good job.
They do a great job. They really do.
They do. And what can the community do for them? Number one, pray for them. Add them to your prayer list.
Exactly.
We're on the roads about 5:45 each morning, and again at about 3 o'clock every afternoon. So pray for us. The second thing I ask that you do, cut them a little bit of slack. I'll get a phone call that says, well, your bus driver yelled at my kid. Well, I can guarantee it, they did not start out yelling. The first time they didn't yell, the second time they didn't yell, maybe the third time you got to yell to get their attention. But they don't just get up and, just cut them a little bit of slack and pray for them. And we'll continue to get your kids to school safely and get them home safely.
They're the first person to see the children in the morning and the last in the afternoon. one could argue that they're probably the most important part of the education process, because they can make or break that student's day. If it's a positive approach, and I'd say 100% of them start out that way as a positive approach when they get on the bus, and as they get off the bus, have a great day. I hear those conversations a lot when I'm standing out in front of the school when they're loading the bus or they're getting off the bus. I did that this morning. It's a great activity to watch. It really is.
And unlike teachers, you have a teacher for a year and then you move to the next one. I've got kids that go kindergarten through graduation with the same bus driver. That is a unique relationship. Absolutely.
I don't, that's not a job that you could pay me enough to do. I would not want to be on the road with a bus full of children and know that it is my responsibility to safely get them from point A to point B, because it would just be too much pressure for me.
I should have brought a couple of drivers in. They'll tell you they love it.
Okay, we will get a couple of drivers scheduled on our calendar.
We
okay,
will
Jimmy?
do that.
We will do that.
But they love it. You know, what is it, the Marines, they say the toughest job you'll ever love?
Yeah, right.
Bus driving.
Yes,
one of the
bus
toughest
drivers.
jobs you'll ever love. They
And
love it.
It seems like when I drove by the Butler building not too very long ago, I saw a sign out there. You're still looking for bus drivers?
Well, I know that I have one that's retiring, and I have one that's moving on to another job. So, yeah, I'm always looking for good drivers.
It's a great opportunity, too, because they got full benefits. Mm-hmm. And they're working, how many hours a week do they work?
20.
20 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the qualifications for bus driving?
It's rigorous. The state of Kentucky has the #1 bus driver training program in the nation. It's 20 hours of book work. You have to get your CDL B sometime during that process, which will help you get. And then you have about 20 hours of driving time before you then go to Hoptown for a driving test, and then you can drive a bus. So the process takes a couple of months.
So it's probably best to do that through the summer. Is that?
That is a prime time.
And that's pretty common. Is there an expense?
They pay for, they'll be out about $150 up front for a CDL physical and a background check. But once they've been with us for 3 months, we reimburse them $400. That gives them back that money, plus pays them a little bit for their training time. So that's to encourage them to come on and stick it out and stay with us.
And what kind of pay range do bus drivers, can a bus driver expect?
They will start out somewhere around $12 an hour, something like that. And, you know, they get bumps every 3 or 4 years.
And that's for 20 hours a week, and they get
They
full
get
benefits?
full benefits, yeah.
And what do the benefits include?
Health insurance. I mean, that in itself, a lot of retirees come work and drive a bus to take just the health insurance, because they don't have that when they retire from their other job, and that's monumental expense in today's terms. It really is.
Absolutely, yeah. We're living in a world where, and we all have to have it. We're supposed to be required to have it, but we can't afford it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's a great opportunity for them to come out and serve our school district, serve our community, and it is a very fulfilling job. I mean, I've got a bus driver's license. I'm the last driver on his list. If he's driving and he still needs one, I told him that I'd be glad to help out to get our kids to and from school if that's needed.
Not your preference,
Not
but
my
you'll.
preference. But I really enjoy driving a bus. I really do. And I told him, and that's the reason I brought my stuff with me from Elizabethtown when I was the transportation director there. I'm here to help our district do whatever we need to do for kids.
Absolutely. Well, it takes a special person, so I admire those people. I know it's not for me. I'm willing to admit that.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am absolutely 110% positive.
Well, once you get behind that wheel, you may change your mind. You never know.
That's all right. We won't find out. Not today, anyway. All right, Jimmy, and I think it's awesome that you called them out, and that you do recognize. And I got to say that since I have been here, I've only been here 6 months, and I have seen that this community over and over and over. This community just steps up and helps, and whether it's in their capacity of their job or just somebody needs help and they see a need and they come in. So that does not surprise me to hear that, the stories that you just shared.
And like you said, it takes special people. I got special people. I got a good group. I'm losing 3, and Michelle Hunter's going to change jobs and make a little more money, and I encourage her to do so. But I'm losing Ruth and Bob Waters. Ruth has driven for 20-something years. Bob has been our head mechanic for 20-something years. I can't replace people like that. I can put somebody else on their bus, but I can't replace them. And I'm sure going to miss them. And if y'all are listening, y'all can tear up your resignation letters and come on back. That'll be good. That'll be fine.
Please. I told Ms. Waters yesterday that we don't need to do that. You need to stay with us. And also Bob needs to do the same.
Yeah.
They're quality people.
Do your bus drivers are they just like on their own with all these kids? How many kids are on a bus, and is it just the one driver, or do they have help? What?
I have multiple situations. I have about 7 or 8 drivers that take their bus home with them. They live on their route. Those do not have monitors. That's just kind of part of it. We have some with monitors. We have some without. I drove for 20-something years. I liked it a lot better without a monitor. I wanted to do my own thing, and it worked for me. I have several like that. They don't want a monitor. They've built the relationships, and they can deal with it. Some of them, we have some children that need a little help, and they have monitors on their buses.
I see. Okay.
And it's great to have a monitor on your bus, because another set of eyes can help maintain the control on the bus itself to and from school.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have to opt for, please give me the route that has a monitor, because if I don't think I want to do it.
Put you on a preschool bus. They have to have a monitor.
Now, a preschool bus, I think I could handle a little better.
We're going to talk you into this job before we finish this morning.
Anyway, okay, so, yeah. Now I forgot what I was going to ask. You brought up something that how many kids are on the bus?
It
Average?
varies. All of them will have 40. Some of the town routes are in the 70s.
Wow.
We transport about 1,300 kids a day, and pretty good record. Pretty good record.
That's
for a small
very
school
big
district.
Yeah.
Now, what sort of are there when they go through their training? You said it's a rigorous training. Do they have? Are they trained on how to handle like emergency situations? There's a story of when my neighbor had called me one time when there was a tornado going on, and this has nothing to do with the bus. But my point is that he was driving down the road and a tree ended up, through his windshield. Things like that, things that happen that they're not ready for, not expecting. Is there a procedure in place for those sort of things?
Not a preventative thing for that, but they're prepared for just about everything. Like I said, the state of Kentucky is pretty proud of their training. I mean, I can't even accept a driver from Tennessee who has gone completely through all the Tennessee training. They have to come to us and start like they've never driven a bus. They're prepared for just about everything.
Because I imagine in some situations you go from, not just driving a bus, but then all of a sudden you have to be a guidance counselor. You have to be able to talk kids down from bad situations, if there's a wreck in front of you, if there's, something going on that's scaring the kids.
We deal with that part quite often. We've, the last year and this year, we do an 8-hour update every summer. That's required. And we have focused on dealing with children, behavior issues, the things you're talking about. After something has happened, now what do we do? And that's going to be 4 hours of our 8-hour update this summer. That's the hard part of driving a bus right there. Getting behind the wheel and taking off, anybody can do that. Dealing with the children and being positive, and that's the tough part.
Mm-hmm. And, there's, and I won't get into it on the air, but there's a situation that comes to mind from a few years back where there was a seriously traumatic accident that had happened. You know, it was with the bus and the person in the vehicle. Like I said, I won't get into it on the air, but it was a situation that I could not imagine my child having to see. And, you know, I can't imagine being that bus driver, you know, first of all, you know, to see that myself, but then to have to shut down whatever emotion I would be feeling to turn around and have to take care of all these kids, you know.
Right.
That would be difficult. That would be difficult.
It is, and I've seen it a couple of times this year, and they've done fabulous. I go back, and not all of our buses have video, but these did, and I kind of critique the way they handled things, and they were spot on. So I'm hoping no matter who it happens to, it would be handled the same way.
All right.
I mean,
well,
that's their family on that bus, and that's how I see that they take that. These kids are mine, and they're my responsibility to get to and from school safely. And they do an excellent job. They really do.
okay, now I can see that.
Yeah.
So when you put it in those terms, I
Yeah.
can see that. I can
Right.
see how I would feel like they would be, you know, these are my kids. So, you know, then you
You
just
know, local
kind of
parente,
go
the
into
law
mom mode.
tells us when they're in our possession, they're our kids, and we're
Gotcha.
responsible for them.
Gotcha.
And we take that very seriously.
Gotcha. Okay, Jimmy, what else you want to talk about transportation today?
Well, you mentioned it, but always want some drivers. If now's not good, you call me when the time is good for you.
You're not looking at me, right?
Tell them the
We've already
process for
discussed
the
this. It's not gonna
application.
happen.
Tell them what they need to do for
Okay.
the application.
Just go online to our district website, and you'll see, we've changed it around. It'll have job opportunities. Go down, fill out an application. It'll be shot to my email, and I'll be giving you a call real soon, and I will ask you to come in, and we'll sit down, and I'll answer any question. I'll explain many of the things that, you know, I talked to you about, the training and all that, and what to expect. And you'll go into it eyes wide open. I won't hide anything from you. So, go on our district website. Let's get the process going.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we need drivers. Every district throughout the state needs drivers.
I know it seems like everywhere you drive by a school bus, you can see a sign, drivers wanted. So
Right.
that doesn't surprise me.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Jimmy.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I don't know if you have to leave, but if you don't, you know, we're
Well,
gonna.
I appreciate everything he does. He does a super job for our school district.
Thank
and he's been and his retirement date's coming up, and I'm trying to talk him out of it. I think
Yes,
it's
it is.
this next year that we're going to be losing him to retirement, and I just can't thank him enough for what he's done over the 27 years that he'll have in this business, dealing with kids and hugging their neck and doing what's right for kids.
Absolutely.
Super job.
Nate, we're going to talk about graduation coming
Yes, ma'am.
up, but we need to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All
to
right,
get to
thank
that.
you.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
We're going to see lots of sunshine today with a high around 81. Mostly clear overnight with an overnight low around 62. Sunshine again tomorrow, but a bit warmer with a high of 85. There's a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow night with an overnight low around 66. Showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, a high of 74. Chance of showers and thunderstorms continues overnight Thursday night with an overnight low dipping down to 56. And Friday's going to be a little bit cooler with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 67. Again for today, mostly sunny with a high of 81.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Bella Marie Boutique.
Hi, I'm Paul. I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another wireless ad. I know how you feel. And it seems like they're always full of this complicated, tricky language about their networks and offers and blah, blah, blah. Well, Sprint is going to do things differently and let you decide for yourself with their new 100% total satisfaction guarantee. Try it for 30 days, love it, or your money back. See? Simple. Now get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10e included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. So switch now. Visit your local Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1 today.
30-day guarantee with new line of service. S10e, 128 gigabyte, $15 a month after $16.25 a month credit for 18 months credit applied within 2 bills. If canceled early, remaining balance due. Unlimited basic after $630.20, pay $32 a month per line with autopay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Coverage and offer not available everywhere. Speed maximums, use rules, $30 activation fee, and restrictions apply.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Are you struggling to afford health care or prescriptions? Let Health First help you. Whether you're insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office for more information at 365-9455. Walk-ins are welcome. 1100 South Jefferson Street, Princeton. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
We're back with Coffee Talk, and Nate Huggins, school superintendent, is still joining us, and we're going to talk about it is that time of the year. My goodness, graduation is already here.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for our seniors.
And this is your first one.
My first one here in Caldwell County, and I know recently when I put out some information about tickets, and we were looking at numbers to keep it safe in the gym, that I've caused some stress on a lot of families in Caldwell County, and I apologize for that. That's not the intent. The intent is to try to keep everybody as safe as we possibly can, and that's all I'm trying to do. And then we're going to live stream this graduation this year. The WPKY is going to do that for us, so they'll be the ones that cannot get to the graduation either in state or out of state. They can log into the website on YouTube and watch the graduation, and I'll get that information out to all the parents. We'll pass that to the graduating class so they can get it to the family members and friends that cannot make it to the graduation for whatever reason.
Well, I will say this: if we're live streaming it, you'll watch it through WPKYonline.com. So it'll live stream through our website.
Okay.
And then afterwards, you can find it on our YouTube channel.
So it'll be on the YouTube channel, and parents can go back there, and the ones that could not get there for whatever reason, if the numbers, we've capped the numbers coming into the gym because of safety, they'll still be able to watch their son or daughter or niece, nephew, cousin, whatever the situation is, graduate from high school. Because it is a great milestone for kids, ultimate milestone for a lot of kids that will not go to college, to go right to the workforce. And it's a special time, and I want to make this a special event. I'm not trying to cause anybody hardship. I just want us to be safe.
Now, Nate, let's talk about how you came to the decision to do this cap, what the cap is.
Well, right now I've got the state fire marshal. I call into his office to come down here and give me a number. Because right now for a basketball game, it's 1,478 people in that gymnasium, which is considered safe by fire code. Now that's for a ball game. So I know they had a Summer Slam event here years back inside the gym, and they gave them a number, but that's without chairs on the floor. So I'm going to ask the fire marshal. I've got to call into his office yesterday and expect one back today, so they can come down and give me a number that we can seat safely in that gymnasium and not be in violation of the occupancy code. I'm all about safety, and I want to do what's right for kids, and I want everybody to see graduation. That's why we're going to live stream it. So it's not that I don't think this is an important event. It's a very important event for our kids and our seniors, and I want everybody to see it. But I want them to see it safely. And the ticket information, we're going to have 8 tickets per senior. Those tickets were given out on graduation practice on the 23rd, and it's going to be early admittance, so that they can give those 8 tickets to whoever they want to give them to get in early from 6 to 6:15, and they're going to come into the foyer, the right door in the foyer coming into the high school. There'll be no folding chairs permitted in the gymnasium, so you can't bring your own seating. And tickets will be given away during graduation practice on Thursday, May 23rd. If tickets are lost, they won't be reissued. So I want to make sure that the seniors that get the tickets Parents, make sure you ask them. I said, bring me the tickets home so I can keep them and control them so we don't lose them. Friday, May 8th, I'm going to go through the different criteria here for graduation up to the graduation date. Permission slips for senior trips are due on the 8th of May. May 13th, 14th, 15th, we have senior finals. Of course, May 23rd is the graduation, but you also have to have all your obligations that are due in, any financial obligations due into the school on the 23rd. If you have any questions, call Miss Blackburn, the book athletic class fees, or Miss Best Hughes, the librarian obligations, or Miss Susan Ray for lunchroom fees. So please get your obligations in to the respective folks at the high school. We're going to have senior practice on May 16th, May 17th, May 20th, and the 23rd. Seniors are to be seated in the gym ready to practice by 8:30 a.m. If you're late for practice, your classmates are going to wait on you because we're not starting until you show up. So please be on time for those practices. May 17th, they have a senior walk here at Caldwell County, and I think that's an excellent idea. Seniors will be taking their final walk as a class through their halls of the high school. And we'll do this district-wide final walk at the other schools on campus following Monday morning. This event is a special time for seniors of the Caldwell County faculty and staff. And the graduates, there's always a lot of hugs and tears that go on during that activity. This particular event, they're just out for senior students and Caldwell staff and students. Students, please dress in accordance with the high school dress code on that day. May 20th, pictures in practice, class pictures in the gym, and portrait cap and gown. Make sure you bring your cap and gown on May 20th for pictures. Wednesday, May 22nd, we have the senior trip. We're excited about this opportunity for seniors to spend this one day together and hope that your son and daughter be able to attend the trip. They'll leave the high school at 6:30 and return approximately 5 p.m. Those not attending will be expected to be at school. Please refer to the enclosed parent to consent form that was sent home. Baccalaureate. If you can't make graduation, come to one of the other activities for our senior class. Baccalaureate is going to be on May 19th in the CAB building at 7 p.m. And this ceremony is open to the public, and no reserved seating will be taken. Graduates are not required to be at this event. Those seniors planning to attend should be in the cafeteria by 6:30 to start lining up. Cap and gowns are to be worn over Sunday attire. No jeans or tennis shoes, please. May 21st, we have class night. Since this time, when invited guests will be present to celebrate the accomplishments of all seniors, your attendance is highly recommended. Academic, athletic achievements, class awards, scholarships will be distributed. Ladies will need to wear Sunday attire. Gentlemen wear a dress shirt, tie, and dress pants. Sports coats and suits are optional. No jeans or tennis shoes, please. This ceremony is open to the public, and there will not be reserved seating. May 24th, line up at 6:15 in the cafeteria. Commencement will begin at 7 o'clock. Again, we're going to have the doors open at 6 to 6:15 with the 8 tickets that we gave to the seniors that we'll give on the 23rd of May. And if seniors lose those tickets, they will not be reissued. And then I'm going to have the fire chief from Princeton to help us regulate the occupancy that are people coming in. So there'll be people from the fire department. Brent Francis, I talked with him yesterday, and he's going to help us. But the state fire marshal, I've got to call in for them to come down and give me a safe number. Other than because the ball game safe number is 1478. And talking with the high school staff this morning, they said that maybe they've had one ball game that may have exceeded that in the time, the 17 years that Mr. McClung was in this school district, that they've probably have exceeded that because they had a star player from Madisonville that went to UK to play, and everybody wanted to see him play, so they probably exceeded that cap that night. But it's all about safety. It's not about I don't want to see these folks to see their son or daughter graduate, or cousin or aunt or whoever it may be. It's just about being safe and making this a dignified ceremony for these kids because they deserve that. They really do. And if I exceeded the number, we let everybody in, and we had a situation that caused somebody to be hurt, I'm the one that people are going to point fingers at. And I've always wanted to follow the rules, and I want to do that.
I think we talked about that a little bit beforehand.
Yes.
You and I did. That it's not been an issue before with previous superintendents, but this is your first year, and whether it's your first year or not, you're a new person.
Right.
And this is the way that you do things.
And I know change is tough.
It may be different.
It changes tough, but it's not about trying to be mean.
Right.
Or I'm from a different part of Kentucky. It's just trying to do things the safe way and the right way.
Right.
And it doesn't always fit everybody's needs.
You're doing your job.
I'm trying to.
And sometimes that's hard to do, to follow the rules and do your job when it hasn't always been done that way.
Right. Exactly.
And I get that.
But I just want parents to know that we are going to live stream it. If you have questions on how that works, please call my office at 270-365-8000, and we'll be more than glad to help you through that. And based on the number that the state fire marshal gives us, I may look at another venue and maybe hold it in maybe the Butler Gymnasium or maybe ask one of the churches here. I know First Baptist Church, they have an audio system because they live stream, I think, on Sunday. Maybe I could talk with the pastor there. Brother Riley right now is the interim pastor until they find one. The search committee finds a pastor. Maybe I can ask them if we could use their facility for overflow, so some parents can actually go into a nice facility and watch a graduation.
Oh, that would be a nice idea.
Yeah, so I'm looking at everything I possibly can look at to make sure that we're giving the due respect to the senior class, because they deserve that.
Absolutely. And the families too.
The family too.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't have, I don't know, I may have had about 5 or 6 show for my graduation. That was my sisters and brothers. My mother showed. I think my mother showed up and 3 sisters. But
yeah, it's a big deal. I think
it is a big deal.
Nowadays, your cousins, uncles, aunts, sister shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
shows, and that's fantastic. But I'd still want to be safe with that.
Yeah.
And it's not trying to do anybody an injustice.
Absolutely. Now, approximately how many students are graduating this
143, year? I believe, is the count that we're going to graduate this year. We still have finals to do, and I don't know if there's some seniors. There may be some seniors that are on the fence that have to have that senior test, that final test to pass in order to get the average they need to get a passing grade. Hopefully, we didn't get to that point, but I'm sure there are some that are pretty close, and that may take into account. Don't know, but right now we're scheduled for 143, and you take 143 times 8, that's 1,170 some tickets. So it's not that we're not trying to be unfair about it. And I know we have split families. We've got we got 2 sets of parents that are coming or 2 sets of grandparents, and 8 tickets family is not enough. But since we're opening it up to general seating, after we do the 6 to 6:15 with 8 tickets, you'll get in at that point. So I would say, give your tickets to your grandparents and the older folks that are coming to watch the graduation, so they can have on the floor seating. There's going to be enough for 4 tickets on the floor, and then the rest of them will go inside and sit in the bleachers, and then we'll have general public come in at that point. And then once we fill it up. And I've got assistance from the fire chief that then we're going to have to close the door to make it safe. Gotcha. And I'm sorry if that hurts somebody's feelings, but I think that's as fair as I can possibly be. And it won't be 1478 because I'm getting another number from the state fire marshal. But I'm going to make it safe for our family and our kids.
All right, and you keep us updated so we can.
I'll let you know as soon as the state fire marshal lets me know. I'll come back and we can put it out on the radio station to say this is the number. This is when the doors are open, 6 to 6:15 for early admittance with the tickets, and then we'll go from there at 6:15 or 6:16. We'll open the door up, and we're going to come in from 2 locations. I would say the back door of the gym by the girls' parking lot, and the front door we'll let people in at. Those are the only 2 entrances that we will let people come in at.
All righty. And what day again is graduation?
Graduation is the 24th, 7 p.m. The front door is the only way that you'll get in for early admittance, so that's at 6 to 6:15 with a ticket. Seniors, if you lose your tickets on the 23rd, so sorry. There will not be new tickets reissued.
Are the tickets transferable? So, like, if one student only has,
Yeah, they can give them to somebody else. There's no name on the ticket. They'll just have a number of 8. Okay. And then those kids will get in, or folks will get in early. Of course, the seniors are going to get in. They don't need a ticket.
Right.
Okay, but they are a part of that number. So we have to count them. We have to count the band. We have to count the board, and also the faculty and staff that show up for the graduation. They all have to be a part of that total number that the state fire marshal is going to give us.
Absolutely. All right, Nate, anything else you want to talk about?
I just want to give a shout out to the seniors. I'm so proud of you. Life is your passion. You need to go forth with a passion on what you want to do, because if you have a great passion for an activity that you're involved in, you'll never work a day in your life. You really won't. I mean, you'll be excited about getting up in the morning, going to work, and then coming home and starting the same thing again the next day. So have passion for what you do in your life, and you'll go great distance.
Nate Huggins, Caldwell County School Superintendent, thank you so much for coming in this morning,
Thank
Nate.
you so much. I appreciate all that you do for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, graduation just around the corner. Hey, stay tuned. We're going to talk about Fredonia for a little bit. No, it's not Fredonia First Friday, but we're going to talk some Fredonia business in just a few minutes.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
We're going to see lots of sunshine today with a high around 81. Mostly clear overnight with an overnight low around 62. Sunshine again tomorrow, but a bit warmer with a high of 85. There's a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow night with an overnight low around 66. Showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, a high of 74. Chance of showers and thunderstorms